He calls us, he empowers us, he changes us, just like he did with the 12. When you look at the 12, one of the things that jumps out, at least it jumps out to me, is how Matthew is described. You notice it in verse 3? Matthew is described as Matthew the tax collector. That's interesting, especially in light of what I talked about regarding tax collectors at the time. Matthew the tax collector. I mean, it was tax collectors, like I said, traitors. It was scandalous for Jesus to eat with tax collectors. He eats with tax collectors and sinners, man. I mean, what the gall of Jesus to do something like that. I mean, tax collectors are grouped with prostitutes and whores in a text found in Matthew 21, placed on the same social level. That's them. And yet, Matthew is defined that way. But what stands out about that most of all is who is the writer of Matthew? Matthew. And he describes himself as Matthew the tax collector. Like present tense. He wasn't still practicing that, but he calls himself Matthew the tax collector. Matthew, why? Wouldn't you want to put that in the rear view? Matthew, why are you doing this? The reason why Matthew is doing this is to show us that there is no limit to whom Jesus will call and who Jesus can change. I'm the tax collector, and Jesus called me, and he changed me. How much was Matthew changed? Matthew, the traitor of the Jews, hated by the Jews, writes the Gospel of Matthew, which is the most Jewish gospel of them all. Begins with a genealogy, a Jewish genealogy of Jesus. Thereafter, he ministers to Jew and Gentile alike, and he's killed for his faith. How does Matthew die? He's burned at the stake. What a change.